What's up, people? This is Nature Girl 30 here, and I want to ask you guys questions. Well, several questions. Well, actually, I'm just going to go ahead and answer them. I'm a little bit tired here. But anyway, I actually just got back from watching WrestleMania in my hometown of Atlanta, and I am kind of completely tired. And I just finished watching Raw, and one thing I'm wondering is, okay, was Raw a lot more memorable than WrestleMania? Yes. Were there moments that should have been on WrestleMania but was on Raw tonight? Plenty of them. I have to say that there was a lot of really awesome, memorable moments. Number one, Dolph Ziggler. Now, we never knew, or actually, I'm going to be honest, I was kind of thrown off because I really wouldn't think that he would actually cash it in on Raw. Raw of all places. He cashed it in on Raw. And he almost lost. I have to say that I was on my feet the entire time and absolutely screaming at the screen and literally laughing and just going out of my gourd because of the fact I thought that he was going to be the second guy to lose the Money in the Bank briefcase after all the hype there was around it, or little there was about the Money in the Bank briefcase. And he ended up winning, but I really do feel like it's actually a lot more credible. It's not as cowardly as it has been for the last however long they've had Money in the Bank. It actually sees that Dolph Ziggler is a lot more credible for going after Alberto Del Rio when he was injured, not when he was incapacitated. But Alberto Del Rio fought like a true champion. I mean, he fought all the way, and unfortunately he did not win, but he really did show him that as a strong face, and I honestly did enjoy that. I really did. And Dolph Ziggler, he should have had it a long time ago, and honestly, I'm kind of interested to see how it's going to go from here. The one thing I really didn't understand at all was what happened with Wade Barrett versus The Miz. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm happy that Wade Barrett actually won his title back, but it makes the IC Championship look weak. I mean, The Miz just won it last night, only to lose it 24 hours later to Wade Barrett. And I love Wade Barrett. I'm happy that he had it, but Wade Barrett should have retained it last night. So in a way, it would not make the belt look so weak. Now it just looks like a pass-around toy. And it just bothers me to no end because there's a lot of prestige behind the IC Championship belt. But it makes it look so weak after what they did. And that's the one thing that kind of just made me upset about that whole thing. But all in all, I was kind of happy to actually see Wade Barrett get his championship back. And it's also, it was pretty insulting what they did to the Funkadactyls and the Bella Twins and their mixed tag team match that was supposed to happen last night. And not only did they not explain it, they put it on Raw. They didn't get their WrestleMania moment. Shoot, they didn't even get their WrestleMania money. And that's kind of insulting right there, in my opinion. But all in all, it was a pretty exciting match. I absolutely enjoyed this match. And as you can hear, my voice is still gone after screaming in a bar when I was in Atlanta watching with my friends. But I really did enjoy this match. It was really fluid. Everyone had good chemistry together. It went really well, and it should have happened last night. It would have been very entertaining, and it kind of was. And not only entertaining, the crowd was more entertaining than anything else. The crowd is what made this Raw what it was. The crowd absolutely entertained the commentary, and they also entertained the people in the ring. They were a distraction to the people in the ring. That was one of the best crowds I've ever seen in a long time on a Raw. And the people in Jersey, they were like going off. They were the best crowd I've ever heard. And seriously, they were phenomenal. They made this Raw what it was, and they even made the boring parts interesting. Seriously, no one liked Cena's promo. No one liked Cena winning the championship, and they were not afraid to show it. And even Cena got involved. But I have to say this. Did anybody notice how completely arrogant and a little bit overzealous he was when it came to him being a championship? If I use that word wrong, whatever. But honestly, did it seem that he was a little bit more arrogant and kind of full of himself when he had the belt? Sure, he kind of mocked the IWC talking about a heel turn, but his shirt alone was just screaming arrogance. Like, seriously, the guy was completely arrogant when it came to having the belt. It just seemed like he was more of an arrogant face than him being a true golden boy. And there's a possibility that he's going to become an arrogant face. Or maybe he's not really anti-hero material, but it seemed like he could probably be like one of those jackasses that could be out there that just spouts out whatever they want and just kind of make you feel like, oh, I'm better than you, that kind of guy, like the Triple H kind of character, like well, not so much Triple H, but either or, I feel like that he's gonna be a complete arrogant face, and honestly, he's gonna have a little bit more edge to his character now. So I'm a little bit interested on how they're gonna go with this. But I'm telling you, his shirt screams arrogance, let alone his attitude. And John Cena is not the same John Cena he was last night. He wasn't as humble as he was now. I mean, on Raw, no way. I mean, he was humble last night at WrestleMania, but he's not humble now. Ain't no way. No. But it was kind of funny how when Mark Henry came out, people just, the chants, oh my gosh. And even funnier was the chants with Sheamus and Randy Orton. The fact that they were like, thank you, Big Show. I'm not gonna lie, that was funny. That was really funny because it was probably the most boring match on Raw I've ever seen in a long time. But the Big Show kind of spiced things up. But let's face it, the Big Show, if they actually do a triple threat match with the three of them, we all know who's gonna win. The Big Show really, I mean, those two don't really have a shot in the dark of beating the Big Show. But that's just how it is. But honestly, I really did like the fact that the Big Show came out there and cleaned house. And it really did kind of make it interesting again. But I'm not going to lie. That whole segment, that whole match itself was not as boring as John Cena's. It was pretty boring. But they had their memorable moments. Just like I said with Dolph Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler absolutely came close to losing tonight. He came close to being the second person to lose the Money in the Bank briefcase. And I honestly really did love that match. As for The Miz and Wade Barrett, it was a credible match. It actually did go on pretty long, and it was really, really good to see. It was really great to see it, and it actually tried to bring a little bit more credibility to it, but I still feel like it was passing the bell around like a trinket. As for any other memorable moments, I can't really think of any. To be completely honest with you, they didn't really talk about WrestleMania last night or have Diddy's song in the background. So, honestly, this Raw was not so bad. I mean, the fact is that they had the memorable moments out there, and you practically were jumping up and screaming at your screen because of things that should have happened last night that actually happened tonight. And the fact that Michael Cole was trending on Twitter because the crowd was that awesome. I have to say that the crowd is what made this Raw good. My rating, if I had to rate it at all, I would have to probably rate it as a C, because there were some really great memorable moments. And also, the crowd really did make it excellent to watch. Not to mention the fact they entertained the commentary as well as the people in the ring. But I can't really give it a B or anything because there was not really anything memorable about it. It just kind of made you feel like it was another Raw that was 3 hours, except for those 2 moments. But honestly, my rating for it is an absolute C. And I want to hear what you guys have to rate about it. What is your rating for it? What is your letter grade? Leave your comments in the comment section below or send me a video response. I really do think that they should have done better with WrestleMania last night, and I think they could have done a lot better when it came to Raw. It still wasn't bad. The crowd was still awesome, and possibilities are still endless. Well, I'm not going to say endless, but the possibilities are there of a possible arrogant face, and not to mention the ending. The ending when Ryback actually took out John Cena, and now that Ryback is going towards the title, there's a lot of memorable moments out there. And I have to say that that's one of them, as well as the Dolph Ziggler cash-in. But I still have to give it a C. I can't get it higher than that. But I still want to hear what you guys have to say about it. This is Nation Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.